Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be the dynamics of dating when you're trans. This is the first video I've really sat down and filmed in the apartment, and things aren't really set up, so this is going to be it for right now. Also, make sure to subscribe down below, press the like button, follow my Instagram, which is also down below. Just follow it. Good pictures, you're gonna like it. If you like my channel, you're gonna like my Instagram, okay? Just get with it. Well, the way that I've said time and time again that I feel like it is appropriate to meet people, it is okay to go out to bars, it is okay to go out to clubs and meet people, or restaurants, or at work, or wherever you want to meet people. I do think that online dating is kind of important. For me personally, I feel like that is the safest, most controlled way of dating people. I think that that is something that as a trans woman you kind of get comfortable with, because there is a security and safety factor to that is very nice to have, that other cis people don't necessarily have to worry about. I mean, yes, cis people have to worry about being safe and stuff, but if you're out and about and you meet someone in the day-to-day life, the real world, I think it can be scary and it can be difficult to tell them that you're trans and to tell them your situation, and you never know safety-wise what could happen. I think that it's really important to explore options of online dating and seeing what's out there that way, because I do personally think that it is safer. And obviously you have to look into people, you have to ensure that, you know, this person is who they say they are, you have to meet in public, you have to do all of that. But that is a huge part of dating while you're trans, in my opinion. All of these are just my opinions, truly. I think that it can really weed out the different people and what their intentions are. You're not wasting anybody's time. You're not making anyone feel deceived. You're not misleading anybody. I think that that's a really good way to date if you are trans. If you have other opinions, please leave them down in the comments below. I would love to hear those. And if you feel like maybe in-person dating is better than online dating when you're trans initially to meet people, let me know what your thoughts are about that. Let's just start with the fact that I've made videos on my channel before where I've said primarily trans women date straight men. That's very common. That has been my situation, and that has been my experience. Now, there are things that come along with that. I've also made a video on my channel talking about how he was embarrassed because I was trans. So I don't know if he was embarrassed, but that whole topic is something that's really big and can happen a lot. So I definitely will link that one down below. Make sure to check that one out. But today I'm going to talk about all the dynamics. So I feel like initially when dating and being trans, I feel like a lot of times you get put in situations with people that have never really been with trans women before. So that brings a whole different aspect to the relationship, and they have a lot of questions. They're very unsure about a lot of things, and it's there needs to be a lot of explaining, and everyone needs to be on the same page, whether that's questions about sexual things, whether that's questions about your health, hormones, how long you've transitioned, pronoun, whatever it is. I feel like all of that is very, very normal. It's very, very typical to need to go over those things. So I feel like by doing that, you become very, very open and very honest with this person very quickly. I feel like you cover a lot of bases that cis women don't have to cover. You're talking about your health, you're talking about, your sexual life, you're talking about your history and your transition, and I feel like those are all very normal things to talk about. Some people don't want to talk about that stuff in the aspect of guys don't care. It doesn't bother them. You're a woman and that's all that they see and that's all that matters. Some people don't understand and they just need the knowledge, and I never have a problem educating somebody on that at all. I think it's important to educate somebody. I think it's important to take your time and inform them on you specifically and your own experiences, because obviously you can't speak for everybody, but I think that that is huge. Now, what that can do for the relationship is, I think, because you've become so open, you've been so raw, and you've been so real from the start, just by giving information and communicating with somebody, I think they can kind of change the trajectory of the relationship. It can go one of two ways. Either you're open and you're honest and you never have to cover that stuff again, and it's just like any other dating life would be, and you just go out on dates and you kind of build a relationship and it is what it is. Or because you're so open, and if they ask sexual questions and things, the dynamic can automatically veer into a sexual relationship, even if that's not what you wanted. I think sometimes because if you're trans, men or women or whoever, I'm primarily men from my experience, turn you into sexual beings. And I think that that's because people will be so open about the sex life when you're talking to somebody, because I think it's important for everyone to be on the same page. So I think that kind of happens a little bit. If you don't want it to be a sexual relationship, then you don't have to have it be a sexual relationship. You can just snip it right there if that's the way that it's going. If you're okay with that and that's what you want, then you can ride that out and do your thing. Now, let's say you start dating, you're hanging out. So then it brings the whole dynamic of like being in public, and that kind of can go into the video that I had mentioned, is he embarrassed because I'm trans? And if somebody doesn't want to be in public with you, I have all my opinions on that, and I don't think that that's right. I don't think that that's okay, and you shouldn't be wasting your time, truly. Now, let's say that's fine. And then it brings in the entity of friends and family. Not your friends and family, but their friends and family. I think that that's a really big hurdle to cross for somebody that has never been with somebody trans. Obviously, I would hope that they see you in the light of like, you're just a female and that is what it is. Sometimes it can be difficult for people to understand that. I think sometimes it can be difficult for people to have you around friends, to have you around family, if they have roommates, to bring you over, only because I feel like people might not be secure enough in themselves to introduce you to other people. I think that they might have this underlying fear like, oh my gosh, are they gonna know that she's trans? Are they gonna judge me? Are they gonna call me gay? Are they gonna, say derogatory terms to me? You know what I mean? They're very scared in their own masculinity to do that. I think that is a bridge for you to cross, but it is something to expect in dating, that I think it's more difficult for trans women to get invited or introduced to events with friends and family of theirs. So I think that that's something important that needs to be conversated about, and it is like a very normal dynamic to have in a relationship, and that's really sad that it is that way. I definitely have been lucky in situations where it hasn't been like that, but I definitely have been in situations where it has been like that. It is a shame because I think how much you pass, if you've gotten surgeries done, how believable you are, even though you are a woman, there is a mold of what women are considered to be in modern day society. And I think that that is a very normal conversation to have. It depends on you and how patient you want to be with them. If you expect them to have no problem with it right away and they just need to do it, and that's your own prerogative. Some people might be more patient. I think that it is something to understand that sometimes it can be hard for people to wrap their heads around the fact that, they are experiencing different sexuality and stuff, and it's not something they may have ever thought that they would like, or thought that they'd be into, or thought that they would be open to. I think that as trans women, and whether you're early on in your transition or later on in your transition, I think that it's really important to know what you're looking for, to stand true to what you're looking for, and not settle for anything less. I think as trans women, sometimes you can get caught up in the fact that a man is attracted to you, the fact that he treats you in a feminine way, the fact that he, makes you feel a different way than, you have felt, and maybe you've always wanted to feel feminine, you've always wanted to be the woman in the relationship or whatever it may be, and someone may do that for you, but they may not be the best person. I think that it's really important to stay true to what you want. I think it's really important to be with someone that's open-minded, accepting, and just like an all-over understanding person. I think as trans women, it can be difficult to be in relationships, especially if you're early on and you're taking hormones and you are, still transitioning physically and mentally. Things are changing and there's physical things you want to get done, and maybe he doesn't like plastic surgery and you want to get plastic surgery. Maybe he wants you to get your boobs done and you don't want to get your boobs done. I think no matter what, it's really important for you to stay true to your beliefs and your opinions and not compromise those for love. I don't think that you should compromise on things in your transition. Now, that is difficult to say because you may love somebody and, maybe you want to continue to get your lips done. Maybe you want to get your boobs done. Maybe they think you want to go too big. Maybe they think your lips are too big. But if it makes you happy, someone else's opinions shouldn't matter. I think that as trans women, if you are transitioning, you've had enough courage to come so far and to do so much and so much self-discovery and so much confidence and motivation to get where you are. I don't think that that should ever be compromised for a man or a woman or whoever you're interested in. I think that's a really important part of dating while you're trans, and just a really big aspect that I really want all of you guys to stay true to and live by, because it's just sometimes you can get lost, and I don't want anyone to delay something in their transition or change something in their transition because of the way that the partner feels. And if that partner isn't supporting you while you do whatever you do and however you want to look and however you want to dress, then that's not the person for you. And I think that that's something that people can get confused about while dating and being trans. And there are other people out there that'll love you. There are other people out there that will accept you. Okay, guys, that is kind of the video. It was short, it was sweet, just a few little aspects. If there's anything in particular you guys want me to go into depth about, please leave comments down below. If there's any other trans topics, dating topics, relationship, like whatever it is, leave it down below. If it's something fitting that I feel like I have enough experience to speak on, or I have a strong enough opinions to speak on, I definitely will do that. Make sure to comment down below, make sure to like, make sure to subscribe, and also follow my Instagram. It's down in the bio. Type it in, press the little follow button, press a few little likes, maybe type a few little comments. Okay, I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for the support. And yeah, bye.